So one of the reasons why climate change is such an important issue to you is because you have personally suffered tragedies. In 2005, your mom was killed and your father badly injured, even to this day, he's injured from a mudslide. That would leave anybody indelibly scarred. Will you please tell us about this experience and how it influenced the path that you eventually chose?
Yeah, for sure. So it's, I think we all carry our stories around. What forms us, what creates us, what drives us. And I had a beautiful childhood. I really did. I was extremely close to my mother, and I had the great fortune of being able to go off to boarding school, to an amazing school in California when I was 13. And we thought it wasn't going to happen. And then it showed up the summer before, and 4 months after I left, my house was gone. My mother was gone, and my father was, well, he's still different, and suffering from all the things. And it's something that culturally we're not prepared for. Trauma is a very common experience, and yet we don't know how to handle it. And I was in a community that supported me for sure, but it was devastating. And it taught me a lot about how we handle trauma. I have dealt with PTSD since. I have had anxiety because of it. But it also, taught me a lot about life and about the world and how we set things up. And part of that is losing everything. I care a lot less about physical objects now. and also I care a lot more for every moment that I get to live. It is a gift, and I am dedicated to making something better of this world because of it. And also feel grateful for every day, every moment, every person. And it also has fed my grand disappointment in humanity for our being where we are right now, for our inability to put each other first, for the fact that we threw community out the window, for individuality and personal wealth over flourishing and living on this absolutely outstanding planet. And on the climate change side, we don't know why the mudslide happened, but it was from an extreme weather event, which were already worsening in 2005. And it was the fault of the government. So the reason that our house was allowed to be built there on a slope that they already knew was unstable is because the government had allowed the permits to go forward and then hid the fact that it was unstable and did not follow up with everybody in the area to make sure that the work that needed to be done to make the slope stable happened. And so that was my first lesson, that government can't be trusted and can't be trusted with the well-being of people and can't be trusted to face any sort of natural emergency. And yeah, so it formed the lens that I bring to the climate emergency, to anything at all. And it's given me both a ton of personal challenges and mental health struggles, taught me compassion, empathy, love, appreciation. And I don't recommend that everybody go through trauma to get these things. I just recommend that we learn to figure out how to teach each other resilience without it, and set up ways that we can help people who do go through trauma. And it has definitely also shown me how much of the world and how many people suffer that we blame on personal choice really just goes back to the traumas that we've experienced.
And I guess that's why you decided to choose politics, because of your disappointment in the government.
Yes, partially. I think it was just necessary. It's like at some point in grad school, as most grad students do, you realize that you're not sure what you're doing with your life, but you do in fact like some part of what you've been doing, but not all of it. And I realized that I couldn't sit by anymore and watch the world go by with everything happening the way it was, with the amount of suffering, and that given the gift of life, I should be using it to help others. And from the perspective of being an astrophysicist too, spending so much time thinking about a wider universe, I look back, see this planet as what it is for all of us family here, and get more frustrated and care about making sure that we get to continue